Good morning. I welcome you to this administration's third annual ceremony to celebrate our fallen heroes, those officers that have laid their lives on the line, those that have given their ultimate sacrifice so we can continue living the lives that we have.
Sheriff's office, uptake, who? On the guard, who? Break set, hold! Halt, cutter. Hold up, hold!
At this time, I'd like to present our first keynote speaker, our County Judge Jenny Salinas, who is a very personal friend of mine. We have worked together for at least the last 17 years. A very pro-law enforcement individual, and I'm pretty sure he's got some very wise words for us. Thank you. Jenny?
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you for having me here. And thank you for the invitation. As Memorial Day comes around, we think of a lot of our fellow family members that are fighting across, that have given the ultimate sacrifice. But amongst our streets and amongst our schools, we have our own heroes. And that's why I'm here, is to thank you. Thank you for what you do every day. Thank you for what you sacrifice from your families. Today we're solemnly reminded of the ultimate sacrifice your colleagues have made in the past, and you see pictures here before you. More than 150 law enforcement officers nationwide died in the line of duty in 2006. Fortunately, none of them are from our county family. And that's why I'd like to thank Sheriff Lupe Trevino for your leadership and taking these good friends and families amongst us here to call to duty and keep our families safe. I had the great pleasure of riding amongst one of your colleagues last December, and I only did it one night, and it was an education experience. So I can only imagine what you all do day to day. I don't want to act and tell you that I know exactly what you go through every day, but I do appreciate some of, at least a snapshot of what you all did. I know it's tough when you miss your child's birthday, when you miss the basketball practices, when you miss the anniversary sometimes of your wife. I know it's really hard when you can't go see Spider-Man 3 with your own children. But I want to say thank you for the sacrifice that you do so to keep us, to be able to go ahead and some of us appreciate some of the things with our children. What you do here, what we do here today is remind ourselves of why you all are here in the street. I know that you love what you do, otherwise you wouldn't be here serving in uniform. I just stand here, like I said, to tell you thank you, and to say that on behalf of Commissioner Joe Flores, Commissioner Sylvia Handy, Commissioner Oscar Garza, and Commissioner Tito Palacios, I want to say thank you again, and that you have our support fully for what you all do every day. And I want to again thank you, Sheriff Lupe Trevino, for keeping us safe, and for also having great leadership and having us the freedom to enjoy some of these things we take for granted every day. Just quick quote from Thomas Jefferson: "The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants." Unfortunately, it's true. But even Thomas Jefferson back then remembered that we have to have an ultimate sacrifice for us to have the freedoms we have today. Again, on behalf of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court, our fellow colleagues and elected officials who are here with us today, thank you for what you do every day. And let's all pray and keep it safe for another year. Hopefully we'll have another county family safe next year, and we'll come back and say that nobody got hurt within our Hidalgo County troops. Thanks again.
Thank you, JD. I would first of all like to welcome all of our elected officials that are in the audience, our law enforcement officials, state, county, city, and federal. And I'm going to forego in making introductions and acknowledging them personally, simply because I feel that this ceremony is for the families and for those that have fallen before us. Now I'd like to introduce our DA Neguera, who's personally a very good friend of mine. I've known him and I've worked for him 20 years ago. If anybody is pro-law enforcement, it is our current DA. Okay?
Thank you very much, Sheriff. It is an honor. It is bittersweet to be here with you, memorializing this week, helping to remember those who have given their lives for our safety. And those are our fallen heroes that we now honor today. As a district attorney, one of the saddest things to do in law enforcement is to prosecute somebody who has taken it upon himself or herself to kill an officer that is duty bound to protect us on a daily basis. I appreciate two families here today, the Bravo family and the Segovia family, who have lost relatives during my tenure as DA. There are too many people that die at the hands of others in the line of duty. And it's one of the unfortunate things in a democracy like ours. I appreciate the combined law enforcement officers that are here, honoring also their dead, DPS, Border Patrol, and other agencies that are present. This week is an important week that we have set apart nationwide to honor those fallen heroes. It is about them and their families that we gather, because it is a small token of appreciation that we can extend to them and their families. The loss of a loved one in the line of duty, especially at the hands of others, is a continuing crime that doesn't end even with a prosecution and possible execution of the individual who perpetrated that crime. That crime continues because I'm sure that every birthday and every celebration that that family has, absent that individual who has died in the line of fire, is a continuing remembrance of the hurt for the fallen one. And because of that, this is a small token of appreciation that we can extend in recognizing those individuals. Right up the street, we have two penitentiary units named after two of our heroes, Segovia and Lopez. Officer Lopez was an officer from McAllen that died several years ago. The state does the memorializing sometimes, like the record unit, I believe in Cameron County, DPS, who died in the line of fire, in some senseless crime. And anything that we can do to extend our prayers and a remembrance of these individuals is what we should do. We should keep them in our prayers, especially their families, the little ones that are growing up absent one of their role models. I appreciate law enforcement for what you do every day. I appreciate the fact that you take it on upon yourself to protect us, and you're willing to face the fire to protect our safety. The first person called is a police officer when there's an incident. When things don't go right, the first person that's attacked is a police officer. Those come with the service that we provide to the community. And for that, I extend my sincere gratitude. And I pray that you will not face anything in the coming years that will endanger you, and at the same time cause your families to grieve any injury or hurt that you might suffer. I always ask my officers that I meet, keep your head down, your life is not worth risking unnecessarily. But I appreciate the fact that sometimes you may have to make an instant decision where you can put your life in danger. And for that, I appreciate you and I celebrate the service that you do. Thank you very much. I appreciate the sheriff inviting us this morning to memorialize this important day. And I hope that Godspeed will keep us all safe. And let's keep our fallen heroes and their families in our prayers. Thank you very much.
This time, we'd like to remember those members of the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office family that have fallen in the line of duty. But before we do that, if I could just for a very brief moment of silence to honor those officers, please. Thank you, sir. I'd like to recognize at this time Deputy George Bennett, Deputy Manuel Segovia, Deputy Benito Eduardo Bravo. At this time, we would like to also recognize fallen officers from our fellow officers in arms from different agencies that are here today. We'd like to invite any other agency within that's present today that'd like to come forward and remember their officers.
Trooper Ernesto Alanís killed February 27, 1983. Trooper David Rucker was shot and killed September 29, 1981. Trooper Roel Garcia killed March 26, 1997. And Trooper Eduardo Chavez killed May 2nd, 2006.
Does anybody else would also like to recognize members of our federal officers in arms? Know that we have lost several border patrolmen. I know that they didn't bring the list today, but we'd like to recognize those officers as they have also fallen while on duty. Thank you.
Sheriff's Office, attend, hold! Right hand, hold! What up? Hold! Stand at heat!
You see, this concludes our ceremony. I personally like to extend a sincere thank you and gratitude to our deputies and our detention officers, our civilians that have worked with us on a daily basis. Believe me, your acts, your unselfish acts on a daily basis do not go unnoticed. We know what you go through, and I personally thank you for that. This concludes our ceremony. Please, everybody is welcome to join us for some refreshments and food that we have in the hallway. Thank you so much.
Sheriff's Office, attend,